Hi everyone, and welcome back to Riella's Army of Dolls. Now let's talk fashion dolls. If you're watching this, then you've probably seen the W Club's introduction to the 2025 year, and you might have had a look at the dolls and be thinking, well, should I join, should I not? So this year we've got 3 new dolls. There's always a Poppy Parker, a NuFace doll, and a fashion royalty doll. The Poppy Parker this year is called Glamour Pink. She is my absolute favorite of the 3. She has bright hair, beautiful dress, and she's got a cute little dog as well. NuFace offering is Lilith Blair. It's one of the favorite sculpts, and it probably tells us that there's going to be an Eden Blair doll coming up at some point. She has a pretty cute gold mini dress. I really like her because she's got like a whole bronze theme going on, and she looks really classy while still maintaining that trendy NuFace theme. Now the last one, the fashion royalty offering, is an Agnes von Weiss. She is one of my absolute favorite sculpts. She is my least favorite of these 3, however, because her dress just seems a little bit unoriginal. It is beautiful though, and to be honest, this is probably my favorite 3 dolls I have seen as upgrade dolls in the time I have been following W Club. So I'm almost certainly going to buy all 3 of them. But Gardenia, she just looks a little bit, she does remind me of dolls like Barbie, but nonetheless, I do think she's beautiful. I'm probably going to buy them all. If you don't like the upgrade dolls though, the question is, well, what else do you get? What other reason is there for joining the club? So I want to talk to you about my experience with the 2024 W Club, everything that was offered, the good and the bad that goes along with that, and then you can make up the decision as to whether you want to join in 2025. So first of all, it does cost $50 to join the W Club, and that is completely non-refundable. You get nothing back for it. Many years ago, and when I first joined, you used to get a voucher that, offset most of your joining fee. Now you get nothing. So it costs you $50. That is not nothing. That is 50 US dollars, by the way. That is a reasonably large amount of money to just get updates and get the opportunity of buying dolls. And really, that's all the W Club is. It is opportunities for buying dolls. So if you are short on money, if you're not sure whether you want any more dolls, it's probably not the right thing to join the W Club. Because look, honestly, if you don't want more dolls, it probably doesn't offer anything. All the incentives for being in W Club are about buying dolls. Now, there is always the upgrade dolls. There are always 3. Last year, the Poppy Parker doll was Angel Eyes. I did really like Angel Eyes. She was my favorite of the 3. She is obviously Charlie's Angels themed. You can tell by looking at the box. And she came with this really cool Lurex gold jumpsuit. She has a beautiful face and this sort of wavy brown hair. She also has some fun accessories that go with the theme. She's even got a little pistol in there that, kind of harks back to that idea of her being an agent. She really does look just like her introductory photos. So if you liked those introductory dolls, you're probably going to like them in person. If you didn't like them, well, then they're probably not for you. Last year's Poppy Parker was $160. This year's Poppy Parker is $175. So that is a pretty significant price increase on Poppy. That said, I would say that Glamour Pink has a few more accessories. She's got the little dog. She's got a pretty full-on outfit. So there probably is a small amount more value there. $15? Probably not. So you just have to decide whether that is worth it for you. The other 2 dolls last year were $165 each. There was Danya Zar Holiday Spot and Sweet Retreat Raina Armadi. I wasn't a particular fan of Danya Zar, so I did not buy her. Raina Armadi I thought was quite nice, so I did order her, but I have since decided not to keep her. She's a very pretty doll, but she's a little bit basic, and I would say that those dolls were $165 and were a lot more basic than this year's offerings. So although I do think that $175 is going to unfortunately be the standard from now on, I do at least this year think that maybe that price increase is at least partially justified by giving us, slightly more complex dolls. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to always be that way. I think we're probably in the future going to see that the price increase remains, but the complexity of the dolls is going to slide. Just my prediction. Now, as well as the 3 made to order upgrade dolls, the other thing that is really advertised about W Club is that you're going to get the opportunity to buy 5 W Club exclusive dolls, which are made to order, so guaranteed to every member who orders them. So 5 last year. We started with Baby Blue Imogen Lennox. She was my absolute favorite of them. Now, I will say, I haven't got her yet. She is on her way to me now, but it takes a really long time for the made to order dolls to be produced. And if you're an international buyer, then you are going to be waiting a long time. So it's been a year since sign up and I don't have any of the 5 exclusive made to order dolls. Imogen Lennox, she was a stunning doll, a face sculpt we haven't seen for quite a long time, and you know, a really cute mini gift set with lots of different accessories. I was really excited by her. The second made to order doll was Star Muse Poppy Parker. There are always several Poppy Parkers every year. Now, Star Muse got very mixed reviews on the W Club forum. Lots of people complained about her being expensive for what she was, but I have seen that now, since she's been released, she's actually become quite popular and sought after, and that does quite often happen, especially with the blonde Poppy Parkers. Now, I decided not to buy Star Muse. I probably do mildly regret that, because I think that even if I hadn't loved her, she is probably one who I would be able to sell for profit, because not as many people ordered her as some of the other poppies. Now, the third W Club exclusive doll was Return to Misty Hollows Poppy Parker mini gift set. I thought she was a stunning doll. I do have her on order. She has not been released yet. So the first 2 are out, but the other 3 are not out yet. I think she was beautiful and reasonably good value. She came with 2 little outfits. I was not a particular fan of one of them, but the other I thought was really lovely. And she's got a cute story. I think that she's going to be one who remains quite popular. The fourth W Club exclusive doll was Poème d'Amour Vanessa Perrin. She was a gift set with 3 outfits. Now, this doll sold for $299, and that was something that really put me off. You know, if you are going to be spending quite a lot of money on dolls, that is too much for me on just one. Now, she comes with a beautiful wedding dress. Not everybody liked the wedding dress, I would have to say. She also came with a cocktail dress that I was pretty unsure about. I did not love it, and she came with a little underwear set, which was cute, but really didn't add much value. So when you compare her with the dolls this year, so if $175 gets you a doll with a pretty cool outfit and accessories, that's essentially Vanessa with her wedding dress. You're then paying $125 extra for 1 cocktail dress and 1 set of underwear, and that really didn't seem worth it to me. So I did not order Vanessa. I would say, however, that I have a little bit of regret on that one too, because I think the Vanessa sculpt is stunning, and I do love the wedding dress, and she's one I might look for when she comes out and see if maybe I can get her just a little bit under that retail price, or with just the wedding dress. Now, the last made to order doll was Toast to Us, Adele Makeda. She and Vanessa Perrin were announced just before the end of the club year, so it does take a really long time to get those dolls announced, and they probably won't be released until nearly the end of this coming year. Now, she was another one who, although very pretty, didn't seem to offer much that I felt was very new. She was $185, which some people thought was very expensive. I thought it was okay for what she came with, because I feel like, you know, it's a good amount of accessories, a pretty over-the-top dress that gave lots of options. I didn't really mind the price point. You know, it is high, but they're all going up, and unfortunately that's something we have to accept. But nonetheless, it's a lot of money to put out, and if you don't love the doll, it's perhaps not worth it. So I did not order her either. So of the 5 exclusive dolls, I only ordered 2, and now that is pretty typical, I would say. When I first joined W Club, one thing to be wary of is that you may be tempted to buy everything because it is available, but there are going to be so many dolls offered that if you buy everything, it is an enormous amount of money. And I did find that after my first year, got to become more selective, because you are going to suffer from FOMO whenever a doll is released, and you want to make sure you're not buying it just because of that. You really love that doll, because otherwise you're going to end up with an enormous number and there's going to be heaps of money. Now, so we have 3 made to order guaranteed dolls, 5 club exclusive dolls. There are usually several other sort of bonus made to order items that come up through the year. So the dolls this year that were bonuses, the last few years there's always been one linked to the convention. This year's convention was Stiletto is Out, sort of based on the idea of a thriller movie, and the doll who was a bonus made to order was called Après Ski, Poppy Parker. I felt she was a pretty nice doll with lots of different items for the money. I wouldn't say I absolutely love her face, but I think it's nice, and it sort of goes with the theme. You know, she looks a little bit aggressive to me, almost like she is in a thriller. She comes with a pretty funky outfit for skiing. I can't imagine skiing in that, but she's called Après Ski, so this is kind of meant to be what she's going to relax in. And I love the furry boots she comes with, and I love the fact that she has skis as well, so she can do both. And on the forum, she received the usual amount of criticism for being too expensive and not including enough items, but personally I thought she was a pretty good add-on. I was happier to buy her than most of the other club exclusive dolls. There was also a 15th anniversary celebration, Pink of Perfection, Poppy Parker. I have got her on order. She is on her way right now. She is one where I ordered her thinking that if I don't love her, I can probably resell her, because I'm not quite sure about her. I feel like she could have been a little bit more exciting for a 15th anniversary Poppy. The dress doesn't wow me, and I think her accessories are a little bit limited. I think she could have been just a bit more, but nonetheless she's a nice doll. Now the last bonus dolls were from the Meteor line, and they were Gala Glow Up, Zuri Akoti, and Seductive Slay, Navia Fan. Now these dolls I really felt for their price point were pretty basic. There's the other thing is, and one thing I sort of learned after my first year or so in W Club, is that certain lines don't retain their value as much, and if you don't want them, they're going to be hard to move, and Meteor is one of those. So I very rarely buy Meteor or East 59th dolls unless I absolutely love them, because generally speaking the value doesn't go up. The other thing about that is that if you do change your mind, you can often get those dolls at under their retail price on eBay, whereas many of the other dolls like Poppy Parker are going to go up, even if just a little bit. And of course the annoyance of looking for them on eBay and hunting the one that is cheaper is usually not worth it. As well as those bonus made to order dolls, there were some bonus made to order fashions, and there usually are some of these bonuses. So we had 2 Poppy Parker bonus fashions that came out almost immediately after the club intro last year. Those were Boho Go Poppy Parker from the design competition, and Tweed Intrigue Poppy Parker, which was really like an add-on to Angel Eyes. I did order both of those. They're both very nice fashions. Boho Go I love and I'm planning to keep, whereas Tweed Intrigue I feel a little bit, it's a nice outfit but it doesn't really add anything to my collection, so I will probably move that one on. There were also 3 additional outfits that were made to order. These were the VIP section, Clubbing the Night Away and Making an Appearance. This is one of them that I ordered. Now I thought these looked quite nice, they looked versatile, but to be honest, when I saw them in person, I was a little bit underwhelmed. I just feel like they are versatile, but by being versatile, they've kind of missed a trick in being exceptional and, being stunning. And so I'm probably not planning to keep those. But again, I don't think they're going to lose value. And so it doesn't really bother me if I don't love an item like that. So those are all the items that we were, guaranteed to get if we wanted them. The next thing that W Club offers is what they call right to buy lotteries. And so there's a certain number of dolls that have already been made, and you can hit, I want to buy that. You go into a lottery and you get it. Now, you can also choose to have more than one membership if you want. And the biggest reason for that is that you get 2 opportunities or 3 opportunities or however many to win the lottery. Now, I've only ever had 1 membership, but I have found honestly that I've done really well with the lotteries, and that if you want an item, it's relatively unusual that you don't get it, except a few that are super duper popular or are very small numbers. So every year I kind of consider maybe I should get 2 memberships, but I never have so far. Still thinking about it this year. I might, but I think you normally get what you want, and you can also do takeovers if you don't. The first right to buy lottery was a collaboration with Cold Carbon. There were 2 dolls offered. That was Blood Moon, Tenzin Darkling, who is a male, call them fashion figures, but a male doll. And there was all that vampire drama, Ksenia Valentinova. These were both pretty popular dolls, but actually when I looked at them, I didn't love them. And as I said, I've started being a little bit more selective. If I'm not absolutely sure that a doll will go up in value or that I really want it, I'll probably, step back and not go in. Don't have any buyer's regret in not taking those ones. Nice dolls. They've both remained quite popular, but I didn't love either of them. There was then the right to buy lottery for the Sinew Guzman Surrealist Gala set. You can see Vanessa up here. So it came with both Vanessa and Veronique, and they were dressed in these pretty outrageous and glorious outfits. These were $299 for 2 dolls in their fabulous outfits, which I actually thought was quite a good price for them. And I really love Vanessa. Obviously, I won that lottery and I got these dolls. I will be selling Veronique, but nonetheless, I think I'm very happy with that set. Now, there was also right to buy lottery for a whole series of Meteor dolls, and I've already said to you, Meteor's one where I don't put my name in unless I love them. So we had Strutted Out Navia Fan, Look at Her Zuri Okoti, and a 2 doll set called Step and Repeat, Talia Harper and Kieran Morale. Now, these dolls I think are all very pretty dolls, but I didn't fall in love with any of them. However, I did put in the lottery for Step and Repeat Talia Harper because I quite liked Talia's outfit, and I thought the rest of it I could probably sell quite possibly at a profit because there were 2 dolls at quite a reasonable price. Now, I did win that right to buy lottery, and I don't have that doll. I have traded her. Following on, there was another whole series of dolls in right to buy lottery. That was Tulabelle True Collection. I thought these were very nice dolls, and the price point was only $150, so they were pretty reasonable dolls. We had Adored Tulabelle, 3 of Hearts Hollis Hughes, Bubble Up Lark Lawrence, and Precious Cargo male doll Cabo Clark. Very nice dolls. I did actually put in for 2 of these dolls because I thought at the price point I was probably safe in getting them, that if I didn't love them, again, I could move them on. I was lucky enough to get Adored Tulabelle because she was the most popular of the whole group, and she is on her way. I think she looks like a lovely doll. I do really like the Tulabelle sculpt. There was also a fashion set which was sold as a right to buy lottery. That was the Down for Glamour set. A nice set, but for the price I didn't feel I needed this, so I stepped out of the lottery. There was also the Be Mine Poppy Parker Valentine's Day gift set. A really nice presentation in a heart-shaped box with lots of accessories. Now, that was a very popular set and I did win one. So as I say, I only have 1 membership, but I won pretty much everything I put my name in for. That I have on the way, and it looks fabulous. As well as those individual right to buy lotteries, another thing that W Club does, which is a really good way of getting some really sought after dolls, is that they combine a right to buy lottery doll with a line of dealer dolls, and there is a reveal event. And so after that event, you have the opportunity to put in for the right to buy lottery. But what it also does, which you really should be taking advantage of, is that it reveals to you the dealer dolls first. If you like them, you need to jump straight online and ask your dealer. So the video from W Club, really the only way you're going to get those really sought after dolls. I would say just be aware, these are ones where it can really push you to act on the spur of the moment, and sometimes maybe buy something you wouldn't have bought otherwise. So just be careful. You can end up with too many dolls this way and just overspending because you've got that FOMO, because you know that if you don't act now, you're going to miss out. So we had our Poppy Parker collection released that way. That was the At Home collection. Snoozeroo, who is at the back here, there she is, was the Right to Buy lottery doll. I really liked Snoozeroo, but she is one who, despite being a lottery doll and limited, hasn't really gone up or even retained her value. She's a pretty doll though, and I'm not sorry to have her. Along with Snoozeroo, there was a group of dealer dolls. These dolls were Lazy Days, It's My Party, and Blue Skies. Now, Lazy Days was the one who really stood out. She has this bright orange hair, and now she has jumped in value. Here she is. You can see that gorgeous bright orange hair. Unfortunately, one of her earrings did break when I put it in. Nonetheless, you can see her there. She is the only one from this series who has retained popularity. One of the problems with Poppy Parker is that, you know, kind of everybody wants them, and so you have to jump in and you have to buy them all when there's a dealer selection, or you just don't get them, and then it's sort of random as to whether they're going to retain that popularity. This series, despite having some really cool features, has generally not been very well received after it came out, even though it was really hard to get them when they did. This is Blue Skies. I decided I didn't really like Blue Skies, but I haven't been able to sell her yet. I did buy that whole line because, you know, I felt I had to get them, and I have regretted that one a little bit, to be honest. They're not quite as special as I thought they might be, and yet, you know, because they were Poppy Parkers, you had to really jump. My primary dealer had already sold out when I contacted him, and I had to go to a secondary dealer to find them. The next series released in that way was an East 59th series called the Four Seasons. There were two W Club Right to Buy dolls and two dealer dolls. So same thing, I did not buy any of these because I really feel with East 59th, you can always get them if you want to. You can get them afterwards. And although there were some great features to these dolls, they just didn't merit, you know, putting all that money down. So there was Summertime Outing, Evelyn Weaverton, who came with a really cute picnic set, but other than that, there wasn't anything super special about the doll, in my opinion. Some people absolutely love East 59th though, because it has that, you know, particular feel to it. There was also Winds of Winter, Tuaru, and she came with a super adorable little dog as well as her outfit. Again, really cute set, but not really up my line. And then the two dealer dolls, I would say of the dealer dolls, they're the ones that you could wait on. You didn't have to jump straight away because East 59th just isn't as popular. There was Springtime Find, Constance Madsen, and Standout Fall, Delarue. The last line to be released in the year was a new face set, which was called Audio Visual. This was definitely the most popular of them. Now, I was lucky enough to actually have time to watch the video when it was live. I very rarely do because I'm in Australia and, you know, I just miss it. But I was really happy I did, because as I was watching the video, as soon as the third doll was revealed, I contacted my dealer and I said, please put these dolls on hold for me, and I got them. And within about 5 minutes they had all sold out. So I knew these ones were going to be popular, and having the W Club reveal gives you that opportunity to get the popular dealer dolls. So even though W Club doesn't technically get you the dealer dolls, it absolutely is really the only thing that makes it possible. So those dolls were Holographic Nove and Angelic Sound Yuri. They were the two dealer dolls. Angelic Sound is really popular. I do think Holographic Nove is probably not going to go up in value, but I still think she's a very cool doll, and I think I'll be happy to have her. Now, the one which was a Right to Buy lottery was Demonic Strings Kumi. I honestly think this is the best doll of the whole year, and unfortunately so did pretty much everybody else. She came, she's also the one who felt the most generous for the money. So she came with all sorts of things, including a guitar. She's got a lovely hair color. She's a new sculpt. I mean, this was just an awesome doll. I knew she was going to be popular, and unfortunately I did not win this Right to Buy lottery. It's the only one I didn't win that I went in for, and it was the one I wanted most. But as luck would have it, I managed to do a trade. Someone wanted my Talia Harper and Kieran Morrell 2-pack, and although of course it's worth more money technically than QME, you've got to look at how much something is selling for, and they were selling for roughly the same amount. So I was happy to do that trade. So hopefully I will have Demonic Strings QME. And again, just being able to do that trade, that was through the W Club forum, and you just don't have that option without being a W Club member. Now, there are another set of Right to Buy lotteries that come up, the Mizaki ones. Now, it's the first year that Mizaki dolls have been offered to the W Club direct, but I would say that these are ones where they only offer 100, and so it's really not very likely that you're going to get them. But again, seeing those reveal videos, if you know a dealer who sells Mizaki, which mine thankfully does, can get straight on and ask your dealer, and it's a much safer way of getting them, even though they will cost a little bit more from the dealer than direct from Integrity Toys. I really love Mizaki, and the one that I purchased this year was Coquette. She's a mini gift set. She comes with 2 outfits, and she has the really sweet Mizaki face. I think she's a lovely doll. I didn't order either of the others this year. Those were Super Sweet Mizaki and Moody Bunny Mizaki, although I do have a tiny bit of regret of not getting Moody Bunny because I think she's pretty cute too. But in previous years, being able to see the video and contact your dealer, I have managed to get hold of some really sought after Mizakis, like First Bite, who is here, Frills and Hills, and also Nightshade Mizaki. So it's really worthwhile. They became real grails. So those were pretty much all the dolls and items which were available. But as well as that, there was a Right to Buy lottery for the Stilettos Out convention entry tickets. Now, obviously, if you're not in America, that is going to be a little bit harder to take advantage of. So I did not put in for convention tickets in Australia. And with a family, it's pretty hard to go over to America because you win the convention lottery, and it's a huge amount of money as well. I kind of regret that. I would really love to be able to go, and I think maybe this year I'll put in my name and I'll just do it and make a big adventure of it, but who knows. As well as being able to go in for the convention, there is a small number of convention dolls remaining at the end, which I put up for Right to Buy lottery. There are always several dolls, and this year there were also some acrylic centerpieces available. I felt the centerpieces you might well be able to get if you wanted one because they're quite heavy and not that attractive, but I also thought they'd be very expensive to bring back overseas, so I didn't put in for those. I put in for several of the convention dolls, and I did win one, and I have found in past years that usually I only win one, but usually I get something, and the price is a little bit more than people pay at the convention, but it's still... The doll that I won was actually Victoire the Muse, who was one of the most sought after, but I decided that I wouldn't keep her, and I instead did a trade for someone for Poppy Parker Swiss Misbehave, because she was just a doll who appealed to me more for my collection, and I felt that that was a pretty good trade. That's all the stuff that you're officially able to buy as a W Club member, but there are a couple of other little perks that are pretty cool. So one of them is that you get access to the self-serve waitlist. So what that means is that all the dolls that came out last year, if there are any leftovers, there is a wait list for them, and you will often find that you can get hold of previous ones. There are even a couple of dolls available for purchase now, some really sought after ones, and you can just go and buy them from the self-serve waitlist as soon as you join, and you can put your name down for club dolls from the previous year. And in a lot of cases, especially with those more expensive ones, if you wanted one, you're probably going to find that you are able to get them that way. Also gives you access to their W Club forum, and with that, the marketplace, so you can share ideas, you can gauge how popular a doll is by looking at it, but you can also go and shop people's secondhand dolls, and not just secondhand, but one thing you're allowed to do on the W Club marketplace this is trade and sell the dolls you don't have yet that you have pre-ordered. So especially for some of the less popular dolls, sometimes you can even get them a little bit cheaper as people are asked for their final payment and then find they can't make it. Sometimes they'll sell them at a discounted rate and they're actually brand new and coming straight from Integrity Toys. You can organize trades like I did. I did 2 trades this year with dolls that I had won, and you can put yours up for sale that don't necessarily want. Overall, it's pretty expensive being in the W Club, but if you are a fan of Integrity Toys dolls, well, it is a great way to get them at their market rate. On eBay, you will find that a lot of the dolls go up in value. Not all of them, some of them go down. You know, that's the nature of how things go, but a lot go up in value. So if you do want to get them at market rate, if you want to guarantee that, this is really the only way. But don't go into W Club thinking, you know, you're going to get cheap dolls. You're absolutely not. They're pretty expensive, and the only way to make it really worthwhile is to buy a lot of them, and so you're going to spend a lot of money. But if you love Integrity Toys dolls and you are willing to spend that money, and especially if you like those welcome dolls, well, I think it's a bit of a no-brainer. You're going to love the W Club. I'm definitely joining again this year, but I definitely commit to not buying every single doll and really thinking about whether I absolutely love that doll or not.